My name is Shirley, and I am a mother and a wife and a daughter and a grandmother and an aunt. And I am also a clinical social worker, and I work with people every day. And before I did TMD, before I had the experience of TMD, I was angry and scared and defensive, self-righteous, I was judgmental, and I was on the verge of leaving my husband. And I had the experience of basic training in TMD, and what I discovered about myself was that all the reasons I had for leaving him were actually what I was doing and not he was doing. And as a result of that insight, I was able to create a relationship with my husband where I actually began to communicate with him and show up for him in ways that I had never done before. And we're still married after 9 years post-basic. And I have created relationships with my children that are far beyond what I had before. And as a result of that, I had a call from my daughter a couple of days ago. She left me a message on my cell phone. And she said, "Mom, I'm driving home from the grocery store, and my car is full of food, and I'm taking it home to my children. And I want to thank you for feeding us, and for loving us, and for giving us a home, and for tucking us in at night. And it's because of you that I know how to do these things. And I want you to know that I really love you, and I really appreciate you." And that was the best thing that I ever could have gotten. And it was a result of this training and my family's participation in it. So I encourage you all to get in the room and connect and make relationships with people that you love and make it matter. Make your life matter.
So before I did TMD, I was overweight, unhappy, anxious. I wasn't talking to either one of my parents. I was living life in my head. I didn't know what my purpose was. I was running from relationships, from people, from myself, and I was really struggling with my job, with all sorts of things. And since doing TMD, I've let go of a lot of resentment. My anxiety is at an all-time low. I have lost 20 pounds. I have created a new relationship with both my parents. I speak to them. I've let go of being resentful towards them. I've become responsible, and I am accountable for my feelings, and I'm creating in my life. I coach. I just finished leading a 12-week conference call on diet and exercise, and I am doing all sorts of things. I just walked the Avon Walk for Breast Cancer. I walked 39.3 miles, and it was the most amazing experience. I thought I was going to die, and I didn't. And it was just, I really have been able to see that I'm capable of anything I put my mind to and what I choose to do and commit to. So my experience in TMD has been life-changing, and I'm so grateful for finding it a year ago.
So my name is Lynette. Before basic, I was disconnected. I was struggling with any and all relationships, and I didn't trust people. I didn't want to be involved in a relationship because I was afraid I'd get hurt. People wouldn't be there for me. Since basic, I had the realization that my programming runs that nobody cares about me. And once I figured that out, I saw how that played out every day in my life. Nobody cares about me. I set that up every day so that I could tell myself, see, nobody cares about me. And what I learned is that it's, number one, it's not true. And I get to choose how to live my life and make people in my life be in my life and prove to myself that people actually do care about me. So this morning when I was getting ready to come down here, I gave my nephew a hug. And I'm raising my nephew because my sister passed away 3 years ago. And as I was hugging him this morning, I realized that if my sister had this 3 years ago, it may have saved her life. That's all I got.
Before my TMD experience, I walked around in life feeling asleep, not really feeling present or aware of what was going on. I walked around with a list and a story about how nobody loved me, and I looked for ways every day to make the story true, for proof and evidence that that was true in my life. I could take anything that anyone did and use that to make the story true that I was not lovable. Since going through that experience, I've realized that that was a story that I created. That was a story I created that held me back in my life. That the truth of the matter was that people really always were there for me. That I really was always loved, and it was my feelings about myself. It had nothing to do with anyone in my life or anything that I'd gone through in my life. It was just a story, and through this experience, I'm letting the story go.
My name is Leslie, and this is my daughter Autumn. And Autumn experienced TMD and then turned me onto it. Before TMD, I lived my entire life in fight or flight. I'm a codependent enabler, and because of my choices, I did not give my daughter room to grow up, and she, as a grown-up, couldn't face the world and wanted to leave it. I saw what TMD did for her, and she convinced me that it would be healthy for me, and I'm very grateful for being here today.
I, through my TMD experience, have been able to have a relationship with my mother that is healthy for the first time ever. We're able to take responsibility and allow the space and allow the place for mistakes each other to feel. And I really feel that we could have gone on the rest of our lives with the relationship that we had without ever connecting. And the possibility of having a relationship with my mom like no others.
Priceless.
Just thank you.
My name is Rachel, and before my TMD experience, I was dead inside in every aspect of my life. I was not connected to anybody, and in my lack of being able to feel emotions, I would lash out with anger and be depressed and just keep myself separated. And through TMD, I've learned to experience my own emotions and not let my story label them as negative or bad, because they are not. We feel everything, and I'm not afraid to feel them anymore. And feeling them, I feel alive, and I'm connecting with people, and it's amazing.
So, showing up for my life is empowering and scary, and it's amazing. I am taking actual steps in my life to make my dreams happen, and completing those steps feels so awesome. And I am allowing instead of hiding, I'm allowing my emotions to come out, and it's given me amazing connections with my family, who I realized I pushed away for years and blamed them. And now I get to have them in my life. I get to choose to have them be a part of their lives every day. And it's so enriching and fulfilling. And yeah, I choose relationship. I choose life.
Before TMD, I was a angry, delusional, self-righteous know-it-all. I had to make other people wrong so I could be right. So I could drive them away, so I could isolate myself, so that I wouldn't be loved and heard. After TMD, I'm living my life from a place that everything is perfect unless I make it otherwise. I'm capable of love and am in love for the first time in my life. And it's fabulous. Go get TMD.
Before TMD, I was the first person to look at how other people wouldn't show up for me. how other people would be unorganized and irresponsible. And now I have the opportunity to look at how that shows up in my life, how I'm irresponsible, how I am unorganized, and how I don't show up for others. I get to work on that. I used to have a disgusting house that I lived in. I couldn't have people into my house, couldn't create relationships because my house was disgusting. Now I have a clean house where I can have people come over, I can create relationships, my children can have good times with their family. It's totally new to me, and it's awesome being in those moments. And I credit TMD with giving me the power to realize what I was doing and change it.
Okay, TMD has made my life livable and allowed me to come to life. Before doing the TMD, especially the advanced, I wasn't alive, I was dead. My life consisted of not feeling not worthy enough, of worthlessness, of hiding and masking, not being authentic, not being honest, being fearful, not trusting anybody, and being incapable of loving and not allowing anyone to love me. And that reflected my sense of not trusting anyone and what I had previously just said. But after doing the advanced, I allowed myself vulnerability, opened up and allowed myself to be loved and to accept love and to open up to new possibilities, which have totally transformed my life. And I hope and aspire that I can help and change and transform the world, because my motto is to make a difference that makes a difference, to move and to share and to transform everybody, and to bring them to a point that touch, moves, and inspires them, and to do so with integrity.
Before my TMD experience, my life was filled with control and enabling people. And through this basic training, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that by controlling people, enabling them, I was able to keep them closer to me so they wouldn't run away and leave me. I learned that I'm a strong person. I learned that I can help people in a way that doesn't enable them. It helps them grow stronger. And through this experience, I learned a lot about myself. And I'm learning more every day. And I consider it a journey. It's not a one-time adventure, it's not a training, but it's a journey that will take me through my life and create more possibilities than I could ever imagine. And so I want to thank Peter and Shirley and everybody that's in our group for encouraging me to take more steps than baby steps.
My name's Autumn. I am a mother of 2 small children. I am a partner. I am a best friend. And prior to my TMD experience, I can sincerely say that I was dead. I was dead to the world. I felt as though the only thing for me was death. I couldn't see a future. Since my experience with TMD, I have been able to create an authentic relationship with my partner, true, genuine conversation, and today I can say that I no longer suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I am authentic and I'm a leader, and it's amazing to be able to be alive today and truly feel and listen and communicate. And I can genuinely and authentically thank Peter, TMD, and myself for choosing to be part of this experience in this community. And I thank TMD and I thank everyone so much for for being part of this world. Thank you.